So basically, we've done a few videos about like SJW Marvel and how we're like
You have.
I have. Didn't we talk about one? We're gonna talk about it
We
eventually.
did. I was probably in the background.
Especially when we're gonna do Black Panther: The Crew. That'll be great. But basically,
Yes.
we're not.
I'm looking forward to this.
We're not into the whole like race bending thing, sexuality bending, all that crap. Just
Yuri is best.
just to pick like ethnic groups or not ethnic groups, just to fill your what do you call it? Like diversity checklists. Like that crap is garbage. Like I want to see transitions from page to screen. And the only exception to this should be when the actors are like so good that they outperform the people that look the part. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or like in Flash's case, I would have been fine with him being Indian. Make him 6 foot tall, give him ripped muscles, make him a bully. That's the Flash I want.
Yeah, he has to act the part.
That's the Flash I want.
I mean, I personally like if we can avoid it, I say don't race Ben. That's me. But I mean, if like they're a good actor, I can see it. And I also hate the double standards. So I'm going to talk about this briefly because I'm not sure if you heard about Victory. But there's supposed to be like this like Asian character from Hellboy that like what? Yeah, he was being played by like this white actor who's like he's a really good actor, but like he was basically like bullied out of the role because he was a white guy.
Many.
So that really triggered me because I feel like the same people who like bullied him out of the role because he was white were like, oh yeah, make Flash Indian and make Liz black and make Ned a fat Asian kid.
You see, here's the thing with
Liz
Liz
Filipino,
though.
but it's like the same thing.
No, it's not. Not at all.
It is
Take
to
that
me.
back.
It is to me.
But no, so we're gonna touch on Liz for a second.
There are Asians there. Liz is a useless character. You
She
should
really
take her out
is.
of the film.
And all you would lose is Peter learning who Vulture is, which wouldn't have changed much.
And you could like involve Vulture in other ways. Like it didn't have to be like Liz, because that's a theme they think they're getting you with. And I'm not sure if they like people actually like fell for this, but like they're trying to play like the Spider-Man angle of like, oh, his life as Spider-Man being a hero costed us Peter Parker, so you're supposed to feel bad.
His
when he
life
leaves
is
Liz.
strange, but like the game. I'm gonna stop there.
He spends like 5 minutes with Liz. So when they leave, I'm like, okay, he's not with her anymore. Like you don't feel invested in a relationship at all. Like it's not like any of the previous movies. Like I'm gonna use Spider-Man 1 as an example because that's my personal favorite, and I think it's the one that does this thing that they're trying to illustrate best, where the entire film, Peter wants to be with Mary Jane. That's all he wants. And then at the end of the film, when he can finally do it, he realizes through the fight with the Green Goblin that she'll always be in danger because she's with him. And so him walking away from her at the end of the film, you feel something because you understand how much he wanted to be with her and what he was, hypothetically giving up. Yeah. Meanwhile, in this film, like I said, they spend around maybe 10 total scenes together, and you don't really get the sense that he's in love with her.
And it's never really them together. It's them with friends.
So I mean, it's not really it's basically we're looking at this man's like schoolgirl crush, like the hot girl at school, and he likes her, and he scores a date with her, and then
I say Zendaya is harder, but move on.
And then he books. Well, I mean, she's not trying, so that's why you don't notice it. But that's not the point. That's not the point. We're not arguing about that. The point is she's entirely irrelevant. And then again, a thing that irks me is she's nothing like Liz Allen. Like Liz Allen is supposed to be like the girl Peter wants in high school, and then he never gets with her, and then we find out later that she was kind of into him. But I mean, it's not really relevant. And the characters become a lot more relevant after she marries Harry Osborn. But that's like the whole thing.
Harry doesn't exist in this universe.
Yeah, if they're gonna make, which we'll get into with Ned. But if they're gonna make Liz in this film, I mean, they should have done it because, like I said, the reason why I'm against race bending in this film is because the characters are so radically different from the characters they're supposed to be that I don't really see the point of why you didn't make original characters.
Yeah,
especially with Liz, because Liz is basically like the Vulture's daughter. The Vulture has a daughter in the comics. I don't remember her name because she's a relevant character. But find her name and do that. Like, why waste Liz and do this? Like all the other Spider-Man films, like they don't use Liz because Liz isn't that relevant. The only real love interest that matters is Mary Jane. The only other love interest that matters is when she dies, and then Black Cat matters when you want a little bit of that flirtatious temptation in there.
You can't see what I was doing, but it was funny. No, it wasn't.
Anyway, so Liz isn't relevant. She could have been cut out of the film. And now that I think about it, I just remembered there's a weird scene when they're going to the pool, and it pans in on her ass. I'm pretty sure that happens.
Probably right.
No. I remember it because I was like, is this happening right now? Because I remember I'm like, this is supposed to be a high school girl. I'm pretty sure they know they're going to be adults in this theater, so why I mean, the actress herself is an adult, but
She
it's
wants
still
a video about the
still
dark
weird.
web. Moving on. I don't want to think about that again.
Oh yeah, maybe
15.
that's influencing my memories of the film. But anyway, so moving on from Liz, what other characters like pointlessly changed that suck?
Ned.
Oh yeah, we're getting to Ned.
Okay, let me explain.
no,
Let me explain
no,
Ned.
I want to say one more thing. You may have missed it, but apparently the Asian chick, you remember on their team?
The blonde?
No, the Asian chick. Like she's on their nerd team. She's only with the black kid the entire time.
Probably.
And they like bounce off each other. That's supposed to be Cindy Moon, which if you guys
What?
don't read comics, that
What the fuck?
what's her name?
Silk?
Silk. Yeah, that's
The
Silk.
hell?
Yeah, she's supposed to be Silk.
What?
Yeah. So I mean, there's your big Easter egg there. Like that's supposed to be Silk.
Okay.
But I mean, she clearly is never gonna be Silk because she'd be locked in a bunker right now if they really cared about that storyline. I don't like that character personally, but I'm just saying.
I do. I like
Good
her
for you.
design.
Good. I can agree with that, but like her storyline's been bad. And actually, we'll get into that in our other video, the remake of Marvel Universe. But anyway,
Aha,
so now
I'm gonna play Franklin and he's gonna play Reed.
Now you can roast Ned.
Ned is a shitty character. He was good at the very beginning of the movie when you first see him. You're like, oh, this guy's cool. But then after you find out he's Peter Spider-Man, he's like, you're Spider-Man. Oh my God. Let me talk about you everywhere I see you. Every time I see you, Spidey. It's so annoying. Like honestly,
And how did he hack the Starks?
USB cord, as you tried to explain to me.
Yeah, no, I'm like, because all he did was apparently this
Wait,
this
first let me
high-tech
compare it.
Stark suit has a USB port in it on the inside of the suit, and it's also waterproof because he like drowned and the heater's still working and all that crap. So he plugs it into his computer and he plugs it in and he's like, whoa, there's all these protocols, Pete, and they're locked. And Pete's like, yo, can you unlock them? And he's like, I don't think I should. He's like, but do it. And then he like.
No.
Two buttons.
He says, man in the chair.
And then he hits like 2 buttons on his laptop, and then like all the functions are unlocked.
And then I'm gonna compare Ned to one of my favorite side characters of all time. He's fat and chubby. A lot of you hopefully know him. His name is Zeke from Infamous, the game series. He is a cool dude. I'm not even gonna get into him because I love Infamous so much. And
Well, why don't you just get into Gang? Because this character is clearly based off of.
yeah, that's true. Genki, Miles Morales, best friend, guy who dances and sings Taylor Swift songs with the window open in their dorm room at night, really loudly, not even ashamed of it. Loves Legos. Looks
They
almost
really
exactly like Ned in this.
They really hammered home the like level of Legos thing.
Yeah.
Like they were writing that really hard.
But here's the thing, though. Ned looked almost exactly like Genki, but acted like him and Zeke's baby. And it was really weird because Zeke was really into Cole having superpowers and kept talking about it. But the thing is, though, he was like, let me not bring it up in front of everybody because other people are going to manipulate this.
Genki's like a lot more like a support character.
Yeah,
like
and Zeke was
like-
more of a
like-
best friend. I
he's
have
the
your
one,
back, bro.
Like he's the one who makes like Miles web fluid, and they kind of play on that, I guess, with him hacking the suit and being the man in the chair. But then
Genki is also like
it
his
doesn't really work.
moral support and
it's confident.
emotional support
So,
and stuff. He's best friend.
So let's get into this. Like Ned's character in the comics. So basically, Ned's character is irrelevant. Like I know I said Liz is kind of relevant. And that's kind of like par for the course for characters in the Silver Age. But here's what Ned does. So Ned is introduced briefly when Spider-Man's like fighting Scorpion as like Betty's girlfriend, and the reason why Peter can't be with Betty Brandt, who's also in the film and looks like Gwen Stacy for some reason.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like.
Oh, you mean that blonde girl?
Yeah, that's Betty.
Oh yeah. I thought that was Gwen when I
No,
first saw her.
It's Betty. It's Betty. So anyway, so maybe her and Ned will get together. Oh man. Anyway, so
No, they have a crush on each other. You can tell. They had some looks for each other.
Anyway.
Remember?
So basically, like I said, the point of the character is to be the reason why Peter can't be with Betty during the Silver Age, and then he and Betty get married, and then they leave the comics for a while, and then Betty comes back because she's not happy with their marriage.
Smashes Flash. Like
That happens after Ned is dead.
she smashes Flash.
After Ned is dead. Anyway, so basically, oh yeah, that reminds me, Ned dies. Spoiler for like a 20-year-old story. So Ned's biggest contribution to Spider-Man comics is that he's framed for being the Hobgoblin by the real Hobgoblin. He dies while he's in the costume, and everyone thinks the Hobgoblin is dead, and the Hobgoblin is free to run his criminal empire from behind the scenes for a while. That is Ned's largest contribution to Spider-Man comics, as well as like wrecking Betty's character because her husband dies and is thought to be a mass murdering psychopath who took after the Green Goblin. So that's Ned's contribution. So the reason why they chose to make Ned the best friend is utterly ridiculous because Peter and Ned were never friends. Never. They weren't even close to friends. They were like vaguely business partners because they both worked for the Bugle on the story where Ned is killed. That's the closest they get to being friends. So why this chooses to be the one movie without Harry Osborn? Like even like the Amazing Spider-Man realized they messed up and like retconned Harry into being his best friend in the second film.
I actually like that version of Harry though. Like
Harry,
I'm being 100% honest. I liked Harry's personality in that movie, just the way he acted and stuff.
You probably just like James Dean or whatever.
Yeah, no, 100%. His acting did a really good job.
I think it just mashed their names together like James Franco and Dehan.
Probably, but here's the thing though. He did a really good job acting as Harry, and he made Harry's character come to life, and seeing him just added more to his backstory and stuff with his acting and stuff, and it was really good. That's probably why he's like my favorite version, because the original Spider-Man Harry is like normal Harry, basically. So I wasn't really impressed, but this version of Harry had a really good motivation for trying to be so obsessed with Spider-Man.
Really? I mean, you gotta like freaked out. Like, this disease that killed your dad in like 40 years. You're like, I need the blood right now, though.
Well, he's also, well, to be fair, when your father dies finally after 40 years, and you're like in your high school years, and all you know is that in your future you're gonna die.
They're not in high school, like because they graduate high school in the film.
Yeah,
it's like he's like a young adult here.
So he has like at most 20 years.
No, because dad died like 4 years later. His dad's like old when he dies. Like,
yeah, but
they have like all.
In Harry's mind is that he's gonna die. That's all he knows. He knows he's gonna die.
Are we really gonna have this discussion
right
now?
You probably shouldn't. Moving on.
All right. So anyway, so like the choice to not make Harry his best friend is weird and jarring, especially when they do this weird composite version of Ned. Because like I said, number one, no one cares about Ned. They took like the bare bones of Genki's character and added a bunch of crap that's not his and makes the character worse. The character doesn't contribute anything to the film except somehow hacking the Stark suit, which I would have applauded the movie more if like Peter had done it, because at least I can believe that.
Yeah, Ned just put in a USB cord and was like, "I'm in. What do you want?"
So that was absolutely jarring. I don't think that the MJ reveal is bad per se. I
wish she was more peppy.
I guess that's just a general thing. Because if you guys have ever seen Zendaya and anything, she's such like a good actress that this could be our chance to finally have like a good MJ on the film screen.
Even if she's of a different race.
Yeah, and then she could dye her red. They're black chicks with red hair. It happens. I'm down. Whatever. My point is, she could have been like a really good MJ, and the fact that they like are too wimpy to pull the trigger on it.
My mom made a good point. Remember, she said this could be her growing out of her shell, which I am fine with seeing, but it's the way she is now. She also has a really obsessive thing with Peter.
Oh yeah. She's like following Peter, and the only good thing I can get out of this is that like people are saying that like if she is really gonna be like MJ and play like MJ's role, this is her way of saying, oh hey, I know his identity, because I'm like always like I know why he's like not missing.
Because I pay attention to him. I notice when he's feeling down. I can tell whenever something's bothering him.
Because that's MJ's big thing is that like she's known he's Spider-Man since the first day he became Spider-Man. Like that's a whole other thing that's not really relevant to the video. It's like just saying that like that part of the character might still be intact. But moving on from that, basically like Zendaya is a quality actress, and I just wish they would have like pulled the trigger, because like MJ is such like a dynamic character. Like having this film, like I would have loved it. But I mean, I guess they couldn't have done that because then she would have easily distracted from Liz.
That is true.
So do with that as you will. I mean, I actually got into like a little YouTube argument on like Comic Book Cat's page where I was like explaining why people would be upset with this, because like either they're like me and they understand Zendaya could have been such a good Mary Jane, or they're like afraid that like they won't even give her the Mary Jane attributes, and they're like basically like not wasted the character, but like in a way wasted the actress and like wasted the opportunity. And I spent like several days arguing with that. I just left eventually, but like I think my point stands. Like those people, if they're upset, they have a right to be upset. And I think anyone's crying people are upset because of like racism. I mean, it's possible, but I haven't seen anyone who's upset because of racism. I wasn't. I mean, I'm not. Those aren't my reasons for being upset.
I see race, but I don't see it as like, oh,
these
people are white, these people are black. I see it as, hey, this person's white, I can make racist white jokes. This person's black, I can make black jokes.
You know,
I see everything as a joke I can make.
Now that you mention that, you just remind me of this stupid thing. This girl in my class said where she was like, I don't see race. And I'm like, shut up. Yes, you do. It's an observable fact. You don't get a choice. God, that made me mad. All right, moving on. We talked about.
Wait. Herman Schultz.
What?
Herman Schultz, and then we have we have the most important scene in the entire movie that pisses me off the most.
Okay, so another race change is that Herman Schultz is black in this film instead of white, which is weird because I feel like the white guy they had playing Shocker in the beginning, even though he wasn't technically Herman Schultz, I feel like he acted like the character a lot more. Like
he also knew how to use the gauntlet.
Yeah, and
just want to point that out.
He was so goofy and having fun. Like that's the character of the Shocker, because the Shocker's not like an A-list Spider-Man villain, and he knows that. So like his big thing is that like he's having fun being the Shocker, right? Robin Banks, because like he's like, I know Spider-Man's gonna beat me up, but like when he doesn't, I make a lot of money and cops can't stop it. So he's like he has fun with who he is, and you really get that if you read Nick Spencer's run of Superior Foes, where the Shocker like takes over the mafia and he like rides in a buggy.
What?
He rides in a buggy, like his version of the Spider-Mobile. It's like the Shocker-mobile, and like he just comes riding in while the Punisher's hunting down his friends, and he comes riding in and he's like, don't mock the Shocker, and he just blasts the Punisher and sends him flying. Like that's the Shocker, right? He's a guy having fun being a criminal, and that's what that guy was doing. So when they just killed him off and then give it off this and make like Herman Schultz a black guy, like I said earlier, affirmative action in action, and then he contributes nothing to the story other than doing what the other guy probably could have done, but a lot more fun because that guy was clearly enjoying what he was doing.
I like when out the Herman Schultz, not a good person. He didn't know how to use the gauntlet at all. Like he's gonna learn later in the later
like
movies.
I said, he got stopped by Gank. With a web shooter. That's another thing. Are the web shooters not like pressure triggered? Because the thing about the web shooters in the comics is that what do you call it? It's supposed to be like a strength thing. That's why he can throw punches without causing the trigger to go off, because it takes a certain amount of pressure. So are you telling me that Gank has like superhuman strength in his one hand?
Listen, he's super fat. I imagine if you just like put his chest down there, that'd be more than enough. Oh my god, that's terrible.
And that'll get, and then I'll roast the crap out of the Spider-Man in like it's like the final like bad thing. But I want to get into some bad about Michael Keaton's character real quick before we get into that thing you want to talk about. Okay. So the bad about Michael Keaton is that like his turn to villainy is real quick. Like within like mere minutes, he's like, oh, we still have some crap. Well, I guess we're criminals now, right?
Yeah.
Everyone down with that? Tinkerer, Shocker, you guys good? All right, good. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. So wasn't necessarily a very fast turn to villainy. It was just let's just start selling this stuff on the black market. Let's just start selling weapons. It was less originally. We're gonna sell this to make money. Now we're gonna make weapons out of this, steal more of it, make weapons out of those, and then sell it to other people.
And I don't know. For me, like I thought, like the design for Vulture was like really menacing compared to
wind turbine wings.
Yeah, not that part, obviously.
I hate those.
Let you mention like something I would have done to fix this film real quick. Like we normally don't do this, but I want to talk about it. So I thought the easiest thing to do to make Vulture like a compelling villain is in the comics he was
Let's separate this into two parts.
He was a rich guy briefly, and so like you could have said that he was the guy who invented the technology that allows Falcon to fly, and in that way people who are MCU fans only wouldn't call him a Falcon ripoff because he has wings, and he wouldn't have the stupid turbines that he has in the film.
Thank you.
And so he could have like worn wings like Falcons, but like a lot more powerful and a lot more deadly, and then that would have been fine. And then you could have done like another subplot of like how he lost his company due to the damage of New York, and then you can do the current storyline but better. That's just me. But anyway, I was
probably separate this into two parts.
Maybe. So I was saying, if it's separated into two parts, you'll know because this will probably be part two.
Yeah.
Like we'll probably split it.
JK, this is gonna be part 14.
All right. You guys get to watch this in action. So here's how we split it up. We'll split it up like this. So we'll do review. Recap. Good. Split it at the bad, and then the overall. So
no, I think we can just do recap, good, bad, and review because the recap is long.
The recap is 30 minutes. So I'm saying like maybe we split it to like two maybe 40-minute parts. Well, we're not even done yet. So let's see how it is before we split it up. But I think what I just said works. Anyway, so the way to make Vulture like more compelling one, make it more menacing, I think, would have been if
having to kill somebody on purpose.
Well, yeah, if he was fully committed to like being a villain, Because like I think that's one of my like favorite parts about the Vulture character in the comics is that like just like Shocker, where like he knows he's the villain, he's having fun with it. Like this is just an old guy who goes around robbing banks. Like he has no grand plans of like taking over the world or taking over the city or being a criminal mob boss or anything. He's just a guy who steals things because he feels like he needs it and he feels like he deserves it for what the world's done to him. And that's basically the premise they gave this character. So
Except, again, as I said earlier, he probably could have, him and his friends, gone to Tony and been like, here's proof. You're taking this up originally. We were trying to make money for our families. We'd appreciate if you allowed us to go back and start working on it. And Tony would probably be like, I can't let you do that. I'm trying to make sure none of this gets into the wrong hands. So instead, let me give you some monetary support and help you guys find different jobs and repair in different places. And hopefully you guys are able to make money and recover that way. Because Tony's a really nice guy in this universe.
yeah, but my point is that like you said, you should have killed Shocker on purpose. Because like I said, he kills Shocker, but it's an accident. He's like, oh, I thought that was the anti-gravity gun.
Yeah. So I saw him kill Shocker. I'm like, hype. And then he's like, I thought that was the anti-gravity gun. I'm like, retard.
So like if you killed him intentionally, like then you really feel the menace of his family because he does threaten to kill Peter. Like he's obviously not above killing people.
Yeah.
Especially because he's doing it. He feels like he's doing it for himself and for his family. So they should have just pulled the trigger, let this man be a full-on villain. Keaton's like can be menacing because again he was Batman. So if you just let him play that role, it would have worked out way better.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you made Keaton a full-on villain, the film would have been way better. And I will applaud them for this. Victory and I have talked about this off air. They've been trying to do Vulture in a Spider-Man movie for years.
Yeah.
He was going to be in Spider-Man 4, and then when they rebooted it, he was going to be in the Sinister Six movie and then Amazing Spider-Man 3. So they've wanted Vulture for a while, and they finally pulled the trigger. Just like before,
wind turbine wings. But wind turbine.
Just like before, they really wanted to do Lizard, and I don't want to talk about that right now.
But that lizard his design was cool.
His design was cool. He looked like
He looked like
thumb. Oh god! Like, what's wrong with getting a reptile, man? I wanted that. But that's neither here nor there. Get into your thing, Victor. Let it rip.
So there's a scene in the movie when Prowler gives Peter the information on where the deal on the boat is going down. He stop.
Go.
Peter webs his hand to the back of his trunk after he puts some bags inside of it. You will learn what the bags are later. Let me finish discussing the scene. Peter. So he's like, tell me where the deal is going down. And he's like, I don't know.
They also throw some shit at Batfleck there. There's like the voice modulator.
That is true. The voice modulator does make him sound like an absolute fool.
It's not frightening at all.
Yeah, he says it's not frightening at all. And then Peter switches to his normal. He's like, come on, man. I'm trying here. He's like, you sound like a girl. It's like,
and then that led to people on Tumblr thinking it's training.
Yeah. And then he's like, anyways, can you give me the information? And Prowler's like, listen, if you're going to interrogate somebody, be prepared. Be ready for this. But here's the information. And he's like, Peter's like, cool, thanks, man. I got to go. And he's like, but wait, I have ice cream in the back of the truck. And he's like, I got to get this back home to my uncle. He's like, 2 hours when it's over. I have ice cream. You deserve it. I'm like, no, he doesn't. It's ice cream. Let him go.
There's another thing. Minor point. Webbing's supposed to last for an hour, not 2 hours. But I guess since Tony made the formula for this one, I don't care.
He's smarter.
I guess. I mean, why do you want it to last for 2 hours?
I always want to last for one. What if the cops don't get there in time? Cops are very
They should be better cops.
But they aren't. The cops suck in
Plus,
this
they're supposed to be KO'd. Oh, I guess.
Cops suck in this universe.
Actually, this universe, cops should like be super into heroes, which is why it's like kind of weird when they like shoot at Spider-Man and Washington Monument. Like, I guess no one knows about him, but he's on YouTube and crap. Like, does no one just assume he's an Avenger? I mean, I know he's
There's
not.
also the fact that he was always there after everything went down. You have no idea what he's doing. I understand you're edgy about it, but what if he was actually trying to do something good?
And he did end up saving everyone.
Yeah,
So.
but back to the point at hand. He lets the ice cream melt. Like, it's probably in like one of the old cardboard cartons, so when it started melting, it started leaking through it, meaning the back of Prowler's truck now has dried up ice cream in it, so he has to clean that out. He also lost some ice cream he was going to give to his nephew. Like, dick move, man. Let him take the ice cream home. Like,
and this is where we'll finally get to the meat of the problem of this film. Peter Parker. Spider-Man himself.
Ice cream. That's a real problem.
Yeah, but my biggest problem with this character is that inherently he doesn't understand the values of the character. Like, he doesn't understand the words, with great power there must also come great
responsibility. He never got those words.
Apparently. And not only that, like, he doesn't understand... Well, while he doesn't understand that, like, he also doesn't go through basic character progression. in this film.
He
'Cause,
does,
like, he starts
but it's super.
Well, it doesn't make any sense.
It's like you show them in a hyperbolic time series and just made him read a bunch of books.
Like he jumps in the beginning of the film. He's dick riding Tony Stark hard. He's dick riding the Avengers, and he's like, I am going to be an Avenger. That's all I want. Tony, please let me be an Avenger. He spends the entire film being an Avenger. And there's one line from Tony where it's like, be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and help the little guy.
Yeah, because Tony cares about Peter. He honestly does. He doesn't want him to get himself killed. He wants him to stay safe. So he's trying to tell Peter, stay back, stay down low. Don't draw too much attention to yourself. Just help out and stop the small crimes so that way you can still be that good guy, still be that hero you want to be, but you aren't in too much danger. Let me and the other adults put our lives on the line. Don't let this have to fall on your shoulders.
Because then like he doesn't really like handle any of the problems Peter wants to handle. He has like the FBI do it for him.
That's because everything he thinks Peter is trying to do is stuff that normal civilians would be able to do.
Well, I mean, they would have gotten raped by Vulture though. I mean, they basically did because Peter screwed everything up. But that's beside the point. So beside the point that like Peter Parker progressively makes every scene he's in worse. The issue
except when he's in high school and talking about the debate team, he's honestly trying to like help them out. Up until when he's being Spider-Man, because when he's talking with Friday, he's really trying super hard to get Friday to help him out. To first of all get with Liz. Second of all to get Tony to notice him. It's
anyway.
Sad and pathetic.
Let's just get to like the meat and potatoes of this. So basically, like the end of the film, like he's offered to spawn the Avengers, the thing he wanted at the very beginning, and then like he declines, saying that he wants to still be the little guy.
It's also a 2-hour movie.
I think the point they're trying to get across is that like he thinks that like the things the Avengers overlook are what he's going to take care of, which is like I feel like that might even be like reading too much into it. Like I feel like they went in with a plan for character development and then like it didn't happen because there's like no point where like you see this change in him where he'd be like, oh, I don't want to be an Avenger.
Yeah, it would have been better if you see him partway through the movie start thinking about like maybe I should do as Tony said, but he never thinks that. The closest we get is when he's lifting the air conditioning unit. I was like, sure that's what it was, off of him, and he hears Tony say, "If you're nothing without the suit, then you don't need it." And
that reminds me, he's kind of right. I mean, Peter was Spider-Man before Tony found him without the suit. He was doing just fine, but when he loses the suit, he quits. Which gets into like my thing I was talking about. Like he doesn't understand the words with great pride, but also come great responsibility. Because he's all tied up in the suit. He's not being Spider-Man because he feels like he has powers and he has to do something. Though he does say that in Civil War. In this movie, he's clearly only doing it for Tony Stark's approval, and because he's been dick riding Tony. And the moment Tony like rebuffs him and doesn't approve of him anymore, he stops because he doesn't see the point until like Vulture is directly in front of him and he has to do something about it.
It's true. It's sad.
So that's my big issue with the film. Cause like,
what about Spider-Sense?
That's another thing. But I want to roast the characters some more first before we talk about that. So basically, like I said, he doesn't understand his own like tenet of the character. The fact that he's so easily willing to give up. They completely missed the point of Spider-Man. Like I said earlier,
we understand why. It's that they didn't want another Uncle Ben story, but we need another Uncle Ben story, mainly because that is the foundation of Peter's character. If you take that away and you replace it with somebody like Tony Stark, which this movie Tony Stark did a good job of by saying if you're nothing without the suit, then you don't need it. But he didn't instill with him Iron Man 4, the one featuring Spider-Man. But it didn't instill in Peter the idea that he has these powers. He should be using them responsibly and doing the good thing with them, not anything evil. That was never really instilled in him. The only reason why he believes that is because he sees the Avengers and he looks up to them. That's the only reason that, as far as we can tell now.
Which is another thing I'll get into. Like anyone who's like a fan of Spider-Man, well, if you're like me, you're not really into the teenage years. But even during the teenage years, he was never really like super into the Avengers like he is in this universe. Like the closest he comes is like he looks up to Captain America and he respects the fact that Tony Stark is a smart guy.
Everybody looks up to Captain America. And the Punisher looks up to Captain America.
And the fact that like in the comics originally like Tony Stark is his identity for a long time. Like this whole like him dick riding Tony Stark is like such an odd character shift. Like just him wanting to be the Avengers like at all is a really odd character shift.
Well, it's supposed to be him as a high schooler, but again, as you said,
as a high schooler, he said he didn't really like care about that kind of thing. Like the closest he came to wanting to be an Avenger was during like his first issue, which is the issue after his first appearance in Amazing Fantasy 15, where he tries to join the Fantastic Four. But he's not doing that because he wants to be on a superhero team. It's because he thinks they get paid and he wants to pay for his bills.
That's great. That's fun.
And that's another thing they like overlook in this film about Peter's character. So we can get into Spider-Sense right after this, but it's about Aunt May. Like
Aunt May's hot.
they make so many Aunt May jokes that it's like basically distracting.
Aunt May's hot.
That's all they focus on. Like what character does she really have in this film? Especially
he also Aunt May finds out he's Spider-Man.
yeah, especially compared to like the previous two Aunt Mays, like who actually helped drive the narrative forward, even though Andrew's kind of a dick to his. Yeah. But like, what purpose does she really serve in the story?
She's hot.
Like other than that, she didn't really contribute anything. And
Tony wants to bank her.
And you'd think that'd be something that triggers people. Like the whole social justice crowd are like praise the diversity crap. You're not praising the fact that a woman is literally reduced to a sex object in a movie. Like you miss that. That's the portion you miss. It's ridiculous. And that's literally all she is. Like she doesn't drive the story forward like the previous Aunt Mays do. So
I want to point something out. I went into the movie and I don't know anything about Aunt May, how she looks. I heard Tony like saying Aunt May, she's still hot. I'm like, is she actually hot in this movie? And I saw her, I'm like, they weren't wrong. And I'm like, as the movie goes on, everybody, I think Ned at some point like half references it.
Yeah, basically everyone Peter meets is like, yo, dude, you're on top.
And I'm like,
and like there's a scene where they're like having dinner, and it's like the closest Aunt May comes to having character, where she like talks about how she knows Peter leaves and stuff, and how he doesn't say anything about it, but like she lets him do it anyway.
Yeah,
because she's a terrible parent. But she gets like free food from these guys at the restaurant because again, her only character trait is that she's hot in his own.
Yeah.
So like that character contributed nothing to the film, and for someone like me who like really appreciates the character of Aunt May, if you want to know what the character is all about, read Amazing Spider-Man number 400, the issue where the character dies.
And then he comes back. Then he sells his marriage.
No. That's way later. That's after 500.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's way down the line. I'm not talking about happening during the 90s during the Clone Saga. Like people will tell you the Clone Saga is bad, but for me, reading the Clone Saga epic, there's so many like good stories between all the garbage that I think it's a pretty decent event worth reading, at least for issue 400 alone. So like, if you want a good grasp on character, read that. But like, comparing that character to this sex object, like I said, it's ridiculous, and it's a waste of my time. It's a waste of your time, and I'm kind of forgetting where I was going with this. But like, the character is irrelevant, and she really serves no purpose. Like, if Peter were to live with Tony Stark instead, I wouldn't know the difference.
No, you would, because Tony Stark could be a good parent.
Likely enough. So that's that. Now we can talk about his absent Spider-Sense.
Doesn't he have it in Civil War?
Actually, yes. If you watch Civil War, they do. Like I said, if you guys don't know, I was really hyped for this movie at first.
Homecoming or Civil War?
Homecoming.
Okay.
Because I saw Civil War and I saw Peter in that, and I was like, other than the fact that you could tell his obvious age while he was in the costume, the costume sort of muffles his voice, so you can't really tell he's a teenager unless you let that mask or something. Unless it's the Ultimate Spider-Man series where everyone finds out his identity really, really easily.
And Black Cat smashes.
No. She throws up on it.
Oh yeah, no. She tries to smash, and then she learns his age. She's like, nah.
She's like, whoa. She's not supposed to be until he's out of college, so that's a little thing. I don't want to get into business right now. The problem with this is that Spider-Sense is a really essential power, and like I said, I was really hyped for this movie because they showed off all of his abilities well. He's really strong in that movie because I feel like a lot of the movies kind of overlook strength. They do it pretty good job in the originals, and in Garfield's films they do a good job. Like the scene where he's like lifting cars and stuff. And they do a better job in the second film, I feel, when he's fighting Electro and the Green Goblin, showing his strength.
I love the Electro fight.
So basically, they do like a crap job of like showing like powers usually, and like not a lot of people like understand his power set. So I thought he did a good job. Like he was really fast. He was crawling, moving like a spider. He uses webbing in combat. The way he caught Bucky's punch was cool. And like I said, he clearly has spider sense when Bucky throws I don't know what it was, something heavy at him. And like you see the buzzing around his head, and he moves out of the way. You're like, okay, that's spider sense. You don't have to like say it out loud. I understand it's happening. And they say the reason there's no spider sense is because like the other films focused on it too much, or the other films focused on it so much that they don't want to do it too. But you have to realize
again, just like I always said earlier, the Uncle Ben is an essential part because it's the foundation of Peter's character. The spider sense is the foundation of his superheroing because he comes to rely on it so much that there's a reason why they focused on it. A lot of the things that happen in this movie at Homecoming could be prevented. He had Spider Sense. A lot of this could have been stopped.
Like his being inconvenienced by Shocker, he basically gets sidelined coming out of a door. Like he saw, I didn't see him, and he gets silent. Boom, Spider Sense. He flips over Shocker, webs him up.
Or when
he webs
Vulture
him.
first attacks him, he would have been prepared because Spider Sense.
Like there are a lot of scenes. When he would have known Ned, he would have known Ned was in his room if he had Spider Sense.
Maybe. We don't know. We don't know which generation Spider Sense they're going to use.
Well, I mean, basic ones like can tell when there's an intruder. I mean, if you're going,
he wasn't really an intruder.
He was someone he didn't want to be there. Like it's worked on May. If it works on May, it's gonna work on his fat friend. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so like I said, they tried to focus on web slinging Spider Sense. They made sure he threw no punches. Basically, in trying to make this film as different from every Spider-Man film possible, it's ended up as one of the like latter ones. Like I think they're all like watchable movies, but like on like terms of like watchableness, this one falls several tiers by missing like clear and obvious character traits and missing clear and obvious like skill sets and moves that the character should have. I honestly feel like you should cut out all the parts with Spider-Man in them, and only keep the parts with Tony in them, and the parts of Spider-Man that correspond to those Tony scenes, and then cut that together and redistribute it as Iron Man 4, or like Iron Man 3.5 or something, and make that a movie. Like a feature film or something.
I made the joke to Tap quite a lot when we were watching the movie, when we were out of the theater, before we were in the theater, and just all around. I like saying you hype for Iron Man 4, the one with Spider-Man. The reason why I say that is because Peter may get more screen time than Tony, but his screen time wasn't as impactful as Tony's. Like,
and that's really bad when it's your movie.
Yeah, it's true. Tony's scenes had more impact, it had more volume, it had more sense to them. Peter's, you could argue, does have more impact, but that would be due to the amount. The sheer amount would cause that. And I'm not talking about amount.
Like just adding it up.
Yeah, I'm talking about ratio of the amount of Tony scenes of them being impactful and the amount of Peter scenes of them being impactful.
Oh yeah, we didn't even get into the fact that the suit looks like garbage.
Yeah.
Like it's weird because this is supposed to be like an actual suit. And I don't know if you've seen it, but there are like tons of set photos.
Iron Spider looks sexy.
Yeah, but I mean there are like tons of photos that came out of like Tom just walking around the suit. So like, okay, this time it's not going to be CGI. But then like they CGI the colors on it, and it completely makes the suit look like it's entirely CGI, and it looks wonky throughout the entire film. Like I remember you even like pointed this out while we were watching it. You're like, that looks really fake.
Yeah. I've done it quite a few times when we were watching movies together. I point out in Power Rangers, I noticed when Goldar, oh my god, I can't believe I just said that, when that giant gold monster became too bright, his shading differed, and same when Kim's armor's shading different inside of the water. I noticed a lot of that, mainly because something I've been wanting to do for a long time is animate, and being game design and programming, so I like watching a lot of animations, hearing about people talk about how they made it, how they're shading and working on it, and I tend to, when I watch an animation, I tend to watch it. I like looking at how the frame changes, how the camera moves, how they color each thing, so I tend to notice some of these things. So when I was looking at Spidey's suit, Peter's suit, I noticed that at times it looked really bright, at times it looked really dim, and the dimness didn't correspond really with the location of the lighting as well. Like when he's inside of the parking lot with Vulture, it's his old costume, so it looks dark. It's hard to see him. But then if you were to throw his suit in there with the colors that were basically like not actually there in there, and you would have put it, they would have had a more bright sense. And I understand it. His costume is supposed to be bright and colorful, but his was glaringly so. Like, you're not sneaking up on anybody glaringly so. When he's sneaking up on Shocker and the gang and stuff, it doesn't conflict necessarily with the lighting, but nor does it look exactly perfect for it either.
Yeah, and I think we finally aired all of our grievances in this film. I don't think I can get into anything else. And I felt really strongly about the things I hated in this film.
Yeah, kind of like I do with Power Rangers.
So yeah. But you can tell when you really care about a property, you can like see these things. You can see these problems, and they stick out like a glaring thumb to you.
Let me point out, I don't care about Spider-Man. He's not one of my favorite superheroes. He's not even one of my least favorite. He's just one of the heroes I don't care about. I put up with Spider-Man. I listen to Spider-Man stuff. I learn about him because I'm friends with Tap. We're friends. So I'm going to put some effort into what he likes. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to learn some stuff about it. I'm going to listen to what he says about it, no matter how I feel. because it's something he likes.
And as we made obvious by like, the profile picture, Spider-Man is my favorite superhero, and I really love the lore. I'm currently working on reading all 700 issues. You guys know we do talk about debate stuff, so I'm also making like a respect thread for that character. I've already done a few Spider-Man characters so far, and I'm really into the character. And I really love it. And that's why I said I went into this movie. I didn't want to hate it. Like I wanted this to be the best Spider-Man movie I had ever seen. I wanted the MCU Spider-Man to be the best Spider-Man. I wanted to deeply love the character. I want to see the character I've read in these panels, in these first 200 issues I've gotten through so far. I want to see that character jump on screen. And when that didn't happen, I was incredibly disappointed. So right now, since we're doing,
I may have to review some Wolverine movies.
bro, I mean they're all out. We might even be able to do like a binge review of the 3.
I'd love to do that.
Yeah, because what do you call it? It may or may not be out by the time this video is up. But I did a like crunchy, not Crunchyroll. I did a crunch review.
Crunchyroll has a new anime called The Ancient Magus Sprite coming out. Read the manga.
I did a a review of 3 different issues in one of the Flash storyline titled Negative. So we might do that kind of thing for Wolverine. Basically, since all the films are done, we can just knock out and we can talk about like character arcs that are breaking things and that kind of thing. So I might look forward to that. But the gist
before just a quick one. Do you want to do Origins?
It's technically a Wolverine movie.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's not a what do you call it?
It's not a shitty movie.
No. What I'm saying is it's not a 3 films. It's not a.
So you're saying
it's not
Wolverine,
like
2 and Logan. Okay, I got
yeah. So it's not a trinity of films unless we do all 3.
Okay.
Like we just do like the 2 better ones, and like it's not going to have the same effect. But the point of what I'm saying right now is you've seen our profile picture forever. Like I said, my profile picture is Tom Holland because we wanted to do live action versions of the characters, and that we really enjoyed the most. But Tom's movie has killed all my faith. So let me just change.
You, Jackman.
So let me just change this right now to Toby. There we go. I'm good now. And now that that's fixed, we can finally get into the overall score of this film. So
we looked this up just to make sure, and the average score of a normal movie, around 6, 6.3, 6.8, varies depending on where you go, which site you're looking at.
And I'm not putting any points into our scores. That's lame. So,
but we would rate this movie as average, as a movie, because, as I said with Power Rangers, it's not bad, it's not good. There's nothing stellar, nothing stand out about the movie. There's nothing that really drags it through the mud either. Nothing that really pulls it down. It's just a really average movie. It's a movie that I would say go watch it if you enjoy watching movies. You'd probably like it.
It's like an average MCU film. Like, not one of the great ones, but it's not a bad one. So basically, like I said, this movie has some like impressive effects. There aren't really fight scenes in the movie, just Spider-Man flipping around, and that looks kind of cool.
It does.
Certain characters are really well acted. Certain characters, like I said, just suck because they fall short in their original characterizations, and the characters they're given in this film are in no way superior to that of the comics. It's very unfamiliar as a Spider-Man film. That was their intention, and I feel like that kind of backfired on them in a way. And it's not, like I said, like you're saying, it's not a terrible film. It's not the worst Spider-Man film critically. I still feel like enjoyment-wise, if you're like into Spider-Man, you'll enjoy every other Spider-Man film better than this. I feel. I think like I think Spider-Man 2 gets a lot of trash, but I mean, if you really sit down and you think about the themes of this film and what really happened and what didn't happen, like a lot more is accomplished in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 than this film.
Everything was taken out of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 made it a better movie.
So that being said, the overall score this movie gets is 6 out of 10. I'd say.
Yeah. As a Spider-Man movie, less than average. Mainly because
I mean, like
average, because we have 5 Spider-Man movies going that are really well known.
This is 6. Yeah, this is 6.
Yeah, this is the 6. So we have 5 previous ones, and Amazing Spider-Man, mediocre. Leandre, rate the original trilogy.
The original trilogy. All right, so the original Spider-Man movie is kind of campy, and that kind of pulls it down. In my mind, it's average. It's my personal favorite film because I feel like it has the most comic booky stuff in it. But like otherwise, as like a critical film, like I said, I was actually reviewing the Spider-Man films before he did this. So that one gets like an 8 max. And then Spider-Man 2 is like the most critically praised, and I feel like I mean, I'm not super into Doc Ock, so it's not my movie. But it's critically rated the best, and I understand that because all the characters accomplish something in that film. So that one, gets like a nice review. And then Spider-Man 3 really drops the ball, and that one's like 7. I feel like because that one has so much story elements building into it, you can enjoy that one more than this one. And I'd say like it's kind of like in terms like in leagues with like they make Spider-Man 2, like in terms of like Spider-Man film because like it has like a compelling character like the villains in the main
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 if you really look at it.
Oh my god, I love the Electro in that movie.
Like really
Electro
look at
was
the
so
villains in
good.
that film. Like they come together. Like the only reason that film like would fall below Homecoming in like a critical sense would only be because of the way they cut it.
Yeah, the pacing was off.
Like if they cut that film better, it would have easily been how we feel critically better. It's like
Action sequence was pretty good. Favorite Electro fight was amazing. I really, really loved it.
so like in terms of Spider-Man films, we say it's the worst. In terms of critical Spider-Man films, it's second to worst. And we felt like it could have been way better. Like as much as I enjoy the other films, like they kind of like set up like not a low bar. It's just like the age of comic book films when like the original trilogy that I enjoyed so much was so radically different. And even like the Amazing Spider-Man's like
The
era
Amazing
was different
Spider-Man-
because the Spider-Man came out in like the brooding
2012 and
But
stuff.
yeah, the
But-
brooding era of films. That was like when the
but
Dark Knight was coming out and
they
Iron
did
Man was
a
coming
well
out.
job at it, and the way that they did it though was they did it on a very comic book esque sense. Like you got a real comic book feel from it, from the fight scenes and how inhuman they were, how more Spider-Man like, how you got to see him zip around the city in a really well animated fashion. Well, I got to rewatch it before I say that, but you can see him whip around the city and stuff, and it's really nice. But this one, Homecoming, you don't see him web swing as much. You don't see him do Spider-Man things as much, which really pulls away from it.
Yeah, like it's always interesting to see your character like out of their element, but we haven't seen this character in his element for them to just take him out of it in the first film.
That's true.
And
We saw that in Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 2 and 3 when in Amazing Spider-Man 1 you see him with Gwen doing everything he needed to do, being the hero. Then in 2, it's all falling apart. He's losing his relationship. He's not losing everything, but he's losing a lot.
and
His
actually,
world's being shaken.
now that we mentioned, I think that this film suffers from the same problems as like the two like worst Spider-Man films, 3 and Amazing Spider-Man 2, where like the problems like a lot of people have with those films like there are too many villains. There are 3 villains in each film, and there's 3 villains in this film too, and I think that like it's a problem here too. I
Yeah.
feel because like I feel like maybe two is probably like what I'd say you could never because that way you have like a minor villain and you have one with like
I only remember Goblin and Electro from Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Rhino was it.
Was he in the after credit scene?
No. He was the last scene. So like it's actually funny. So originally they cut the trailer, and the ending of the trailer is him about to fight Rhino, and then that's also the last scene of the movie. So if you like watch the trailer wanting to see the Rhino fight, it doesn't happen. And then like of course in Spider-Man 3 there's Venom, Sandman, and
Goblin.
that Harry's Goblin. And then in this movie there's Tinkerer, Vulture, and Shocker. And while Vulture and I mean not Vulture, Shocker and Tinkerer are like supporting roles, like the way they still establish the characters, it's kind of like the
Tinker
same
had a
films.
good character. Tinker had a good character. He was childish.
So
I like that.
like the way that it worked, I feel like that's still like direct story now, because it completely ruins, like I said, the end of the film. I didn't really even touch on this earlier, but so the biggest prop of the movie at the end is that Vulture doesn't give up his identity, but he doesn't have to because Shocker still knows, and you never even see Shocker get arrested.
That is true. I forgot about that.
But yeah, there's that. So like I said, it like detracts the film. Like Vulture was, I mean not Vulture, Electro could have been like a really strong villain, and like I know while Victor like really enjoyed the Green Goblin, like it did feel kind of weird how like we had both of them in the movie. Like the charisma like he brought to that version of Harry could have been like something like a film unto itself. Like I feel like
Absolutely.
maybe that film would have been better if it had been Electro as the villain and like Harry's in the background discovering his disease, and that's what leads to like
Slowly becoming the villain.
that leads to him going there. But they also wanted to do like Norman Osborn's like a frozen head that comes to Green Goblin. They made like Sony was off their rocker when they were making those movies, and that's the real problem. I feel like Andrew's like films would be much better regarded if what do you call it, Sony kept their butt out of it. And Sony
No. If Sony made it, but they had a lot more people helping them out and checking the story.
that's also the same problem in Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3, like they've been building to like Harry being a villain since the first film where he swore vengeance on Spider-Man. So like you have a really good plot going there, and then you throw in Venom,
And Sandman.
Sandman for no reason. And like I said, I feel like Sandman could have served like kind of like a Shocker role. Like as long as Shocker should have been beaten early on in the film.
Yeah.
Like that would have made it better. That's how you do multiple villains. You have a small guy to prop your guy up, and then you have a guy in the background that just whoops Spider-Man badly, and like you set stakes. And
you have a guy he faces in the movie and wins. Two other guys he fights. One that he kind of wins against, doesn't really win, and one that he absolutely loses against, and one that he has to handle later on in a different movie.
And so that was the problem with Spider-Man 3, is the fact that they shoved Venom and Sandman in there. Though I will admit, I have like a fangasm every time I see Peter and Harry team up at the end of that film. But that's that.
I understand what you mean.
Yeah, so basically, like I said, I feel like that criticism goes to those two films. This film doesn't escape from it.
I won't lie. X-Men Origins, Wolverine and Sabretooth teaming up, made me nut. Not even gonna lie. That was great.
Okay, so now that we've done our overall review, we really appreciate you guys sticking with us. And now we're gonna go over like news for the channel, and then tell you all the crap.
Shin Godzilla. Hype for that.
So yeah, next review we're doing is Shin Godzilla.
So we've been pushing some stuff back, but I saw Shin Godzilla. I'm like, another Godzilla movie. Love Godzilla. Let me watch this, and I watched it. I'm like,
I watched a lot of the old Japanese films on Netflix. I've like binged.
They're so good.
Yeah,
I love them.
So
I love this one, and I told Taft that, hey yo, Shin Godzilla, really good movie. Let's review it. He's like, okay. So yeah, that's next.
Yeah, and as far as like other content, I know like the debugs have been pretty popular. I still have to do another video about Super 17 versus DBS 17 on my own, and then Victor and I are gonna like.
So we also have to re-upload the Super Saiyan 4 video.
Oh, that's true. Actually, you know what? I feel like I'm just gonna like we're gonna re-edit that video. I'm not sure how many of you guys actually got to see that. That was actually when we had like 20 subscribers, I think, or that many back then. So you might not even seen it. But we worked pretty hard on that. Toy came in with that copyright strike right on us.
We suffered from a goatee.
They got us. They got us rough. So I'm gonna edit the footage on that hardcore, so they can't even recognize it. Like they don't think it's transformative enough now. Wait till I'm done.
You're just gonna warp it and distort the voices. You're gonna be like, hey yo, we're gonna make sure you can read the subtitles.
Like it's not even like we're not because copyright section for redistributing things. It's not meant to take the place. Like I didn't even upload the entire baby fight. I uploaded like a minute where they KO each other.
Calm down.
And then that's to show that they're equal. Like it's not me redistributing anything. It's me giving evidence. I didn't want it to be boring. It's like I know you guys are like really interested in when we did the Super 17 video, and then I'm the one who replies to all the comments. Let me just get that out there. That's me.
Yeah.
You all know it's me. I say we in every comment, but you guys know
because he knows me well enough at this point. But
he's not going to reply.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
I'm also not on enough for me to do it. So here's the thing: the Super 17 video. As we were doing it, we tried to get a GIF in there. Didn't work. But I was telling them, we should put a video in there. It's going to make it more interesting. Add some music. He's like, we need to get this out here first, though. So that's what we've been trying to do. We're trying to get stuff out. Yeah. We're going to add as many videos and stuff to Shin Godzilla. We're adding some videos.
As we can. Because
there's no way we're not adding videos.
Because the entire point of the editing video is like also trying to make it more engaging. Because I know a lot of you guys like applauded like the fact that on Super 17 video, like what I was saying, is that a lot of people were like really into the fact that like I brought in like the screenshots of the quotes. There's like a lot of people have never seen like the sub version of Dragon Ball, so they didn't really understand why the fact that his strength like made sense, and like that really opened their eyes. So like people were really into the evidence thing. Like I know Victory's always on me about like the fact that I want evidence, but I feel like it really adds to like what you're watching.
I'm on him, and you've heard me in previous videos. So like, haha, you really like evidence. I agree with him. I love evidence. It's a great thing to see, and every time I'm on him about it, I may be on it in a joking manner, like you're overreacting. I don't necessarily believe he's overreacting. The lengths he goes to is really nice to see somebody care enough. And stupid, but it's nice.
And so that's part of the reason why like I wanted to have the video in there, because I feel like it's like I want you guys to see that what we're saying is not like us BS, and like I said, it's the clear quotes from the actual subbed anime. But in addition to it being the quotes,
see the length he gets to get those quotes though.
Yeah, in addition to it being the subbed anime, I feel like the video would make it more dynamic, because I know you guys are like watching this. And you know, like it's a well animated sequence, so like you get the quotes and you get to see something nice. And so I'm not redistributing anything, Toy. Not redistributing. I am analyzing the multiplier you didn't think about. All right, anyway, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna. We saw the comment about debunking Seth's Goku vs. Spice video. We're gonna do it eventually. If you guys are really lucky, we'll record it next. But like odds are.
I want Shin Godzilla next really badly. I really do.
Well, yeah, I'm saying like that's your place or my place. So I haven't even watched that video all the way. So doing a debunk on that's probably a few weeks off, I'd say.
I already know my favorite scene is Shin Godzilla. I'm probably gonna go look it up right now on this laptop and show it to you. Just because it's so good.
So that's happening. I'm gonna keep doing filler comic book reviews. We're gonna eventually get into like the SJW Marvel thing because like there are a few where I'm like really hyped for. Like when we do Black Panther and the Crew, it's gonna be great. Like, I'm gonna have a ball with that book.
I'm gonna be dicking around so much in the background.
And that one we might do America. Victory doesn't want to read it, but I know that book's cringe bad, so I kind of want to. And if you guys have any recommendations, like I said, hit me up in the comment section because like the comments
or leave us an email or just message us some way.
Yeah. I have tons of like online pages. TAF108. Really, you look me up on any social media platform, I guarantee you'll find me. It says we've got.
Don't look at me. It's just I barely check the stuff. If you message me, you probably won't ever get a message back.
So
just saying.
So we rambled a lot. So like I said,
this is our longest video.
Longest video by far. It's not even comparable. It's not a competition. Anyway, so I wanna close it out very quickly. So I'm gonna get into like a few more videos that we have planned soon. I'm gonna do the VS 17 versus Super 17 video soon. We're gonna do a debunk of sets video eventually. We're not sure how long the video is gonna be because neither of us have watched it. Because we don't watch Seth the Programmer. So like we debunked this video, but only because like it popped up in her feed. It's like me, I watch a lot of like debate stuff, so he just gets in my feed. I don't follow that guy. And we debated once, and I went into it. It was like,
and I'm a gamer.
Yeah, it's Broly versus Cell, whatever. That was a long time ago. And well, we'll look at it because you guys recommended it. I only watched like 6 minutes of that video myself when it popped up in my feed. And the flash information was just so inaccurate, I quit right there. So, there's stuff to debunk there, but I'm not sure how much. He is a Dragon Ball YouTuber, so his Goku section might be solid. It might just be talking about Flash the entire time, but we'll find out. We'll watch it. Like I said, a lot of comic reviews coming. We're probably going to do a review of Secret Empire.
Yay!
That'll be fun.
So I'm making him review it. I'm not even going to lie. He doesn't want to. I'm making him.
It's true.
I'm making him do it.
I'm done with Hydra. We gotta do.
To be fair, Hydra Cat before Secret Empire was so hype. Don't even lie.
Bit.
You know he was.
Well, I mean, I liked him pushing the guy out the door. I also liked all the memes it spawned.
One of my favorite scenes is Secret Empire Not Zero. The Civil War aftermath when you see him talking with Carol.
Oh, he's like, I won.
Yeah. He's telling Tony he won, and he just completely screws over Carol. That was actually a really good scene.
We'll read that. Again, I'll do more filler comic reviews. Like I said, it's just to space out the times. We're not currently living together or anything, so like videos are a little bit hard to do. And like I said, we like doing them, and that's why I do all the single videos so you guys know we're still making content you can enjoy. So like I said, that's the planned debunk. Those are a few planned.
Hey, I'll help you edit
reviews. Yeah. And what else? We're gonna do a few truth abouts. Oh, and we're still gonna do that section I promised where we rewrite the Marvel Universe, and that's one I'm kind of looking forward to.
And when we rewrite the Marvel Universe, we also get into a video I've been wanting to do, which is plot and story development. And
that's what I'm really hyped for myself too.
And I'm gonna use I've been working on it a lot, but I've also been reading a lot of webcomics and a lot of manga recently, and just watching a lot of stuff and storytelling and stuff. So I've been mentally preparing myself for it. So I'm just getting all my. I have so much going on right now with my ideas, what's going on in school and stuff. So when we do the rewrite Marvel Universe, I'm absolutely going to be using some of the stuff I have planned for the story stuff, and I'll be using that to help bridge the gap.
Yeah, so that's it. No more rambling. So thank you guys for sitting through this two-parter. It's a two-parter.
At least 3. It can be 3.
Maybe three. You guys will know when you see.
We're almost at 2 hours.
You guys will see it when you see the video. But we really appreciate you guys hanging on there. I know some of you guys are like only into either like the debating content, the reviewing content. I'll put it to you like this. Like, you can check out both, or you can be into it for one thing. I'm down with people like only watching like one part of this. Like that's fine with me. Like, be here for what you enjoy. If you're new to the channel, we're trying to have a podcast with 100 subscribers. I've been saying that I want to do it in October. So if you guys
nice joke.
If you guys can hit, so if you're new to the channel, please do me a favor and subscribe. What do you call We've already gotten like 3 of the week since I mentioned that.
If we reach 500 subscribers, I will watch a new Berserk anime and I will talk about it on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll watch it. I'm not.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like I've caught up with him. I don't know why I said that. I'm sad now.
Anyway, moving on from that. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Trying to reach 100. Podcast at 100. It'll be live. You guys can ask questions, all that crap. Want to get into our fans? I've already gotten to know several of you in the comment section. Like I said, don't forget to comment.
I haven't gotten to know you guys at all.
I might tell you about you guys, but what do you call it? Comment. Like I said, I reply to every comment, especially now we're smaller. It's really easy. So if you leave a comment, I'm gonna get to reply. Like that's just how it is.
By the way, so if you get us hit up early, if we do somehow become famous or popular to any degree, we'll notice you first. Trust us.
I wish that people who follow my flashback section of Google Plus would follow me because I have 75,000 followers there. But I mentioned I was on YouTube and nobody switched over.
Nobody likes you.
Rip.
Nobody likes you.
They only like the flashbacks. Maybe I'll start doing flashback videos. Who knows? Anyway, moving on from that.
That takes me back to the first video we ever made. Remember that? Like,
Fodder
what was that?
speed.
4 months ago?
Oh yeah, it was 4 months ago.
Yo, I'm smart.
Yeah, it was in April. Man, pretty wild. Anyway, what else? What else? Share if you think other people enjoy this.
Like, comment, favorite, and subscribe.
Like to everyone who's saying, yeah, like it, subscribe. Anyone who tells you this is the best Spider-Man movie, they're lying.
No. All right. If they tell you that this is their favorite Spider-Man movie, they're telling the truth.
Yeah,
say it's the best.
People say it's best though.
It's not.
It's not. It's just not.
It's not.
And I feel like I said, while characters and stuff, like a bit of it is subjective. I feel like there's like objective ways to measure like development stuff.
Yeah.
And you're probably getting to that more when you do the storytelling video. So I feel like we've
I can't wait to go
objectively
over story. I can't wait to go over character development.
So I feel like we've objectively proven that how this Spider-Man story should Spider-Man movie should fall on the line of Spider-Man films. So yeah, if anyone is still not being corrected, spread the word.
When I go over story development, I will reference Zeke from Infamous just because I brought him up and he's one of my favorite side characters ever. Like of all time, Zeke is one of my favorite helpful supporting role characters just because he's such a good person.
Yep.
Well,
no more rambling.
I say that, but he betrayed us.
Yep. No more lettering. Like, comment, favorite, subscribe, all that crap. Really thank you guys for
Why'd you use
watching
5 fingers?
watching the video.